good people. Welcome back again to Touch on It Show podcast, whereby we talk about life and everything interesting about life, be it relationships, be it education, culture, religion, everything that makes up a life. This is how we talk about it. This is how we touch on it. This is where I host different people to come here and lay out their ideas. This is where we argue. This is where we disagree and agree. Welcome to Touch on It. If you're new here, my name is Tessa John. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so pleased to have you always. Thank you so much. So today, as always, I'm going to be focusing on relationships. I think I'm going to name this page as relationship tips because from the start was 50-50 in relationships. Then I came to red flags in relationships. Then, anyway, without relationship, we cannot procreate, right? It starts with a relationship. So today, I'm going to be talking about the stages of relationships. Some categorize it into 4. Some categorize it into 9. So let's see how far we can go with that. So we have the stages of relationships, okay? People usually say marriage is not a bed of roses. But where do marriage start? Marriage starts with that first date that you went. Remember about the first date topic? Then it went to a relationship and it went to marriage. So in these 3 stages, it's not a bed of roses, and each one of them has its pros and cons. So let's talk about the stages of relationship. The first stage of relationship is, of course, the awkward stage. This is whereby you meet. You literally are 2 strangers who have just fallen for each other, who are having butterflies every now and then, who cannot eat, who are just weird. You're just 2 weirdos. Which is a beautiful thing. If at all you love each other, it's a beautiful thing to have those butterflies, Enjoy those butterflies as long as they last. Because like I told you, it's not a bed of roses. So that's the first stage of where you meet each other. You're shy, you have butterflies all over. You're just like, oh, when I see her or him, there's this kind of flashes that I feel in my body. That is the first stage of a relationship. That's where you've started falling for somebody. You've started falling for somebody's son or somebody's daughter, which is a beautiful thing. So, second stage of relationship, it goes to. This is a very beautiful stage because this is whereby you have love and infatuation. Like, you feel that intense love and infatuation. You do not understand how come you cannot stay for a day without seeing this person. Is it no more? Why am I thinking too much about this person? Like, I cannot even focus, I just want them, want to see them all the time. That is what we call the infatuation stage. So this stage is actually very exciting because you want to spend time with your partner all the time. You want to keep talking to them. You want to keep chatting with them. And what I can advise you, if you are in that stage right now, please enjoy it. Please enjoy it. Because, like I said, it's not a bed of roses. So this stage, you're crazy for each other, The awkwardness have reduced a little bit, not too much. You're still feeling awkward, but it's the awkward, strong feeling of love, that strong urge of seeing your partner 24/7. You don't even want to be separated. If you're separated, you have the anxiety, separation anxiety, That is the infatuation stage. Then you go to the third stage. This is the stage that is called accommodation stage. So in this stage, what happens is, now that you met each other, you were 2 weirdos, You grew into a situation, everything happened, you went into deeper intimacy. Now you're understanding each other physically, emotionally attached, you're connected. Now you start seeing the mistakes of your partner. Like, for example, in the second stage, they were used to giving you attention like this, but now it's starting to go down, to go down. They're no longer calling you all the time, they're no longer texting you all the time, they're no longer asking to meet you all the time like they used to do in the beginning. That's where the confusion is. So you start getting agitated, but you're not telling them, you just try to start with them. You're like, let me not jump into conclusion. Maybe they're busy, maybe they're doing this or that. Let me just be calm, and you're keeping it in your heart. And you're starting to see their mistakes. You're starting to see like, oh, how did I even fall in love with this person? Was they lying to me, or was they just there for fun? You're really confused. This is always the bad stage of the relationship. It's literally the accommodating stage, which is quite difficult, but not as difficult as stage 4, which is the conflict stage. So this conflict stage is whereby actually is like a conflict stroke, a challenge stage. This is a stage whereby now you're tired. You're done. Like, they're not calling, they're not texting me, they're not checking up on me, they're not interested. Maybe they stopped loving me, or maybe they saw another person who is better than me. You're overthinking, you're analyzing, you're questioning, you're fighting. She's losing it, he's losing it, and you get into a fight. You fight today, tomorrow, endlessly. You're fighting every day. The mornings that you used to wake up and be like, good morning, my love, or whichever sweet name that you used to call each other, they change to, you're serving each other hot blows, you're fighting. And actually, I don't see that as actually a bad thing when you're fighting, because when you're fighting, it's whereby you are, testing each other's strength, because this is whereby you know to what extent can your partner go, to what limits can they go. So actually, it's an advantage to the relationship, and yet it's a disadvantage, because if you cannot control your anger, your emotions, you can end up losing the relationship forever. But if you can understand your partner, listen to them, come together, solve the problem, fights are allowed, they're healthy, 100% healthy. Do not let anybody tell you like, you keep fighting. No. If they're fighting, they don't love each other, or they're fighting, it's not real. No. Fights must be done. If you're not having those small fights, then one of you is pretending, because how now? You should fight, because you are two different people, maybe from different cultures, or maybe from different tribes, maybe from different religions, you're actually from different, households. You don't know each other, you're not related by blood, so you're strangers. So strangers trying to fit in another stranger's shoe, it's crazy. You cannot agree on everything, That's why you fight. So it's normal to fight, it's perfectly okay, but how do you get out of those fights? So that's where we talk about listening skills. You have to listen, understand, analyze, manage your emotions, manage your anger, because if you cannot manage it, you lose it, and you lose the relationship completely. That's how important it is. You learn how to solve those conflicts, because that's the most critical stage, and it's the stage that can figure out if you're gonna go to the next or you're out. So don't opt out, fight for the next stage. So if you feel a concern, lay it out in a calm and nice way, discuss it, fight, solve it until you get it right. That's the basic thing about life and relationship. So the next thing in the relationship is this is actually where it gets better. because it's whereby you trust the other person. Like, this is the complete trust stage. After all the conflicts that you went through, your partner saw that you can stand them and you can stand each other, how you solve the problems, how you were able to understand them, and how you were able to, empathize and fix the problem. You trust each other now. You're like, oh, okay, so he can handle my craziness. Oh, so he can handle my mood swings. So he can understand me actually. So you trust each other. You're like, oh, so we're not even supposed to be fighting. So even you forgot those moments that you were really fighting. That is a very nice stage. And what can you do with this stage? You have to maintain or go higher. Maintain those communication skills, keep communicating to each other, keep solving problems, keep correcting each other, because man is to error. As always, nobody is perfect. Accept mistakes, learn how to listen, understand your partner. And you find like by the end of this stage, you're almost done with the hard part, because after that, the next stage that you will go to is exploring more intimacy, deep intimacy. This is the part that now, after you saw your partner is a bad person, you fought with them, then you came and trusted them, then you're like, oh, we are meant to be. So we went up, down, then now we have to go up again. Like I said, you have to maintain, the positive vibes. So this is the stage where you start exploring deeper intimacy. You start craving more deeper connections, those are the acts of touch, the act of service, all of those deeper like romantic things, they happen in this stage. You want to explore more. Maybe you saw some things happening on the movie, like you loved them and you're like, why can't I try this with my partner? Maybe you want to create like a thing whereby you can be going out maybe once a week, or something like you can be having an indoor, where you can sit and talk, like all of those things that makes a relationship complete. So this is a stage whereby you explore more, learn more, and try to do as much. Okay. So after that stage, just know like you're finishing, you're towards the end line. So the other one is stability stage. So this stage is like you pulled through it all. Come on, we fought, we killed each other. Now we good. We have a deeper connection. We understand each other. We can stand each other. Then now we're stable. Nothing can, break us. We went through the toughest, so now we are strong. So nothing can break us. So you're stable, and that's a very, very promising stage. If you reach there, congratulations, because most of the people, they lose it on that stage, whereby this is the conflict stage. They cannot handle that. They lose it, and they're like, you know what? To hell with this relationship. I'm done. I'm not gonna come here and stress myself over a stranger. So probably 80% lose it, 20% keep going. Honestly, it's not easy. So once you're in your 7th stage of stability, congratulations, girl. Congratulations, boy. You've made it. So after that, now we have the commitment stage. Now that you're sure you're stable and you're sure like this is the partner that you want for life, this is the man that you want to father your kids, the woman that you want to mother your kids, the person that you want to grow a career with, the person that you want to father your kids, to mother your kids, you just feel stable, you feel calm, you feel relaxed. This is the stage whereby you start committing more. Maybe before you were scared, like I may commit to her, then maybe she'll break my heart, or maybe I will commit to him and he's just here to play games, those things that happen in real life. So in this stage, after you know your partner very well, you know what they want, you know what they are like, you've stuck together in those difficult times and you never broke. Even if like you broke, not really completely, you would break and come back together. You break, you come back together. You understand each other perfectly. So you start committing. Commitment is Depends. It varies from one relationship to another. It depends with what you want in your relationship, what you want your man to do, what you want your woman to do. It's up to you. That's the commitment stage. So what happens to this stage? You start getting serious with life goals, you start planning to, to create a family together, or, to move into a new house maybe, or to have kids, or to open a business together. You start now focusing on goals for two instead of goals for one. And the rest, then this, it's a, what would I call it? I'm looking for a roller coaster. It's like a roller coaster. You're up, you're down, you're all over, you're confused. But here, you're sure, 100% sure, and you're committing 100. And the last stage is procreation stage. This is whereby, like, maybe you decided to get married, you know. So at this point, I realized that my mic was not working. So I decided to do a voiceover and try to elaborate this stage, the last stage in a relationship, whereby it's where people decide to get married. That is after going through all the stages, and finally, after coming into our equal terms, you decide that now it's time to get married to my partner, and we start procreation. This stage is the final stage, but like, life has ups and downs, and we cannot say that just because you reach the final stage you cannot have issues or something. And maybe you are in this stage and you're fighting, and you're like, why are we fighting? This stage should not have fighting or disagreements. No, like I said, life has some imbalances, and you might be there, you want to get married, and life is still showing you those hard moments. Maybe your partner is trying to do something. Remember, you're two different people who are just coming together to understand each other. You can't be in marriage for 20 years and still you will find that you're arguing or you're having misunderstanding. So this stage is just that it shows that finally, if you're planning to settle down, you have decided that this is your last partner that you want to spend the rest of your life with. So this is why you get married, and you decide when you want to have kids, maybe after 1 year. Some decide to do it immediately, but this is the final and the sweetest stage. So until next time, bye bye.